happy to be here once again. I know whenever you are coming to the house of God, the joy in you will show that you are actually with your family. And I'm happy to be here. I remember that a few years ago, I was invited to also make one or two discussions like this, and then I was the chief of staff. And thank God I'm here standing in front of you as the vice chairman. And I believe strongly when pastor is inviting me next time, I will mention another position by God's grace. As our father rightly said, my name is Lucky Uduikhue. I'm from Edo State. And I've been in business for a couple of years. Right from my university age. I was in 200 level there. But the struggle to survive education pushed me to business. And I thank God today. Is all these challenges and hurdles is now a history. There's always a saying that when you succeed, you can tell your challenges. You can tell whether if you have eaten whatever, even if you have smoked any sort of things. But when you succeed in life, you will be happy to tell somebody. True of us. But if you are still struggling life and you don't have any success to tell, you can't tell somebody I was once a smoker. They will ask you, are you sure you are still not smoking? So the fact remains that years back, the life was not easy. It was a struggle. Sometimes when I'm walking on the road, I'll be thinking maybe those guys riding big cars will call me to ask me what is my problem. But fortunately, nobody cared. Nobody has ever asked me to say, oh God, you suffering. But I took that decision out of my challenge. But today is a story. We thank God for everything. Thank you, Pastor, for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Madam. I appreciate you. I pray that may God continue to grant us good health and prosperity. And the entire house, I want to thank you once again for coming. And I want to also appreciate you because if you had not given our pastor the opportunity for me to be here, he won't be able to invite me. I want to also say thank you all, and I appreciate you, every one of us. Today I'm going to make our discussion more simple because I believe we are not here to come and talk much stories. We are here to say something that are realities, things that are real, that we can be able to think how can we move forward in our respective zone, in our respective level, in what we do. Whether you are a beginner in business or you have been up doing very well or you are thinking of something to do, I believe at the end of this class we'll have something to go back home with. Because for me, I'm going to be more practical from where I'm coming from. Because this experience is the best teacher. We all know that. If you don't have any experience, you don't have anything to tell anybody. And that is the fact. I have been in business for let me say from my school age, because till now it's over 20 years. And that is no longer a joke. At least I should have little experience to give out to people who are also looking forward to what I'm doing. I was inside the car, I was telling my colleague, I have a friend here, a brother, who has been so supportive because as a vice chairman or elected, I am not supposed to hold any position in my companies any longer. Mr. Johnson Oduikhue is a best friend and a brother who has been managing most of my consulting affairs. Presently, we still work with Nigeria Shippers Council. We still work with aviation, Bicotany Aviations, Wasco Nigeria Limited. But I cannot openly come out and say this is what I do. But I have to carry my friend along, who is everywhere. Sometimes 2 a.m., I'm chatting him. Mr. Johnson, you will have to go there tomorrow. You have to go do that next tomorrow. You need to be in Abuja. You need to be in Benin. He will say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. But thank God. What matters is having a team. That is the topic. A team. You can't do it alone. If you do it alone, you will fail. So believe me, if you want to sustain the life, you must have a good team. Whether it's going to be your brother, whether it's going to be your friend, whether it's going to be your wife, or whoever you're going to carry along, let's form a team. It's key in every success. Because if you are running a business, you want to be everywhere. A customer want to pay, you are going to be there. If somebody want to supply, you'll be the one to be there. You want to go and buy the goods you have to supply to a customer, you want to be there. And you don't trust anybody. My brother, trust me, before 5 years, the business will be nowhere to be found. Yes, I agree fully that a lot of people might not be genuine when it comes to trust, integrity. But I strongly believe if you test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you must get one who will give you at least some good percentage to work with. You can't have 100%. I'm not 100% perfect. And you too, you are not 100% perfect. So why do we need somebody who is at the 100%? It's only God that we can call on when it comes to 100%. True of us. So we need to trust people. We need to have a team in what we do. But before I'm going to go further, I would like to ask, how many of us are actually in a live business here? Maybe you are a live business that is running, or you are thinking of something to do, so that I will be making some references based on what you are going to get. Okay, my dear brother, our dear father, pastor, and the wife, then fine. So what of those who are thinking of going into something? You have something in mind and you are worried. I don't have money, because the first thing in business in Nigeria, they will tell you, I don't have capital. Abi? Now, if you don't have capital and you have the idea, please let me see your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Thank God you have idea, but you don't have capital. And do you believe that idea is more richer than your capital? Idea is big, because sometimes people have this money, they don't have the idea. We've met a friend, and 2 days ago we're discussing, my colleague here, we're having a one-on-one interactive with a friend. This guy has money, but where to use the money is his problem. And we are here, we have an idea. There is money somewhere, and we cannot access the money. So what do you think you need to do? Is what you should be thinking of at this stage. How can you access those who have the money? There is what we call an angel investors. Angel investors could come from any other angle. It could be your family, it could be your friend, it could be your church member. Anybody could be an angel investor in your life. How do you access these people? First of all, is when you find your way in anywhere, prove yourself what you can do and attach integrity with it. When you have that ability to deliver what you think you have, and you now attach integrity to it, I can assure you, our Father here can have references for you. I'll tell you, have you once filled a page of any reference to work anywhere? They said, who are the people they mentioned? Either a pastor, a lawyer, or a senior consultant, a senior government official. Why do you think they are mentioning these people? Because they have experienced a lot of things in life, and they have what it takes to stand for you as a father. Why do they not mention your father? Have you seen anyone they say your father must stand for you? Your father already know you. But they are looking at people who has that outside experience with you, who believe in you, who can trust you at any time. Pastor is number one. And you have it here already. One is covered. So if you are looking for an angel investor, you already have one person who will stand for you as a father, that will openly stand to say, yes, it's my son, it's my daughter, and I can vouch for this person at any time. Give him the money. I'm ready to stand for you. Are you telling me among all the members of this church, you don't have a lawyer? The answer is no. I can assure you, you must find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lawyers. True of us. You can also find someone who must have been in level 15 to 16 to 17 in any government parastatals or anywhere. within this house. And you can as well find maybe if it's a medical doctor or thereabout, I'm fully aware that you must get that. So that means your 50% of getting an angel investors is solved. Now, how are you in the life of a social media environment? How do you influence yourself in your social media environment to not pull off the remaining 50%? For instance, if I ask those who have an idea and they don't have the capital, let me hear the social media you are involved, where you are. Not to mention, please don't mention WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a birthday group. True of us. Because when you are in WhatsApp group, you only see people celebrating birthday. Does that have any impact in your life? So why thinking of an idea that you are now scrolling, buying your data to access people on their birthdays? If you want to wish somebody birthday, fine, it's not a bad thing. But don't waste your money, don't waste your time, don't waste your idea accessing birthday greetings. It can come, it's part of life, but I don't think it will help you to grow your idea. That is where I am standing on. Now, how many of us are in Instagram? Not just being there. Are you showcasing your talents? Are you showing what you have? How many of us are in LinkedIn? Putting our profile. Telling us, okay, I am this. I can do that. LinkedIn is not a social media where you come and celebrate and all that. But it's a social media where you linked up. You connect. You network. You belong to different group. If you're a medical doctor, you can see people who are medical doctors among, and they will influence, you will connect, you can relate. If you're in a consulting room, you can consult with someone in US, you can consult with someone in UK, you can consult with someone in Australia. And how many of us are in businesses try to set up one or two things who have that LinkedIn to connect to people who are networking in the same social media? So that when you have a challenge to say, sir, I have this. How can I access angel investors? Put it in the group. And wait, I can assure you over thousands of people will respond to it. And tell you the website, and tell you what to do, and tell you how to go about it. And you will move forward. Those are the things you need to be thinking about when you have an idea. Don't think of capital. Leave capital aside. Think of how you can connect, how you can network, how you can relate to access people who will understand your idea. Because when you fail to connect to people who are actually in the same cycle with you, my brother, I can assure you, your idea will die, will just go. Nobody will help you. Politically today, I still have my belief that if I'm to move forward, I should connect to people who are ready to connect. How? Politics, and I want to connect people who cannot link and connect me to connect. Why should I be there? If I'm in business, I am still moving around with people who are smokers and drunkards along with me. That means I will end up being drinking and smoking too. I should be thinking, those guys, every day in my life, I use my phone to connect to people. Check. Even while I was in the car, I was chatting someone. While I was here, the person was chatting me, telling me some things. And I was telling my colleague, I said, look at what this guy is telling me. I wanted him to help me to do something. And he's telling me so amount. But he said, my brother, come, let us teach you that thing. I am not ready to collect money from you. I told my friend, I said, you can imagine this person. If we were to be some other person, will tell me, bring so thousands, and I'll do it for you. It might take you a long time to learn. It might take you a long time to connect. But have the right people around you. The right mindset. The best people that can link you, that can connect you. Even when you have challenges, these are people that you can share with. If you share with somebody who does not have the same idea, the same belief with you, my brother, he will discourage you and you will fall. That is the teamwork. When you are in life, what you think of is team, team, connect. Don't think of money. If you think of money, you get BPO. And I'm aware that the cost of purchasing BP drugs are more expensive these days. And not even only that, you find out that you'll not be taking drugs every day. Thank God, me, I've never had a BP in my life. And I managed not to have BP. The reason is because if I have a problem, and I'll take my pen, I'll take my jotter, and I'll write my problems out. And I'll share with my friends who are the same mindset with me. I spoke to somebody in UK yesterday, and I expressed some things. I called someone in US this morning, and we were talking. I was telling the person, these are my problems, why I could not do this, as I when I promised. He also shared his idea with me to say, instead of do this, why not do that? And I pick one or two things, add it to what I have in my mind, and I'm going to work on that. So, who are your friends? Who are the people you relate with? You just take a call and start calling everybody because you have a phone or you have a credit on your phone. Those are the things that matters in life. There is nothing difficult in this life. It's ability for you to plan. Planning. Don't think. If you are thinking too much, you know what will end it. Just plan. If the planning does not work, there's even a room to adjust your planning. We all have businesses. How many of us have written a business plan over the years? If you have written a business plan over the years, you agree with me. A business plan of 10 years ago, if we're writing a business plan, we put it 5 years ago. Minimum, 5 years ago. I want to have ABC Nigeria Limited. My plan for 2014, 15, 16, 25, 26, 27, and all that, I'll put it there. But there are factors that may hinder that progress. One of those factors are human factors. Human factors based on who you work with. You might be having a company that you have staff that are not in line with what you are doing. Those come in as part of the human factors. You also have a plan that you want to expand a branch from one location to another location. You might have government policies that may hinder that plan. You also think of, okay, if I'm going to expand this, I may need like 2 million, 3 million, 5 million to do that. You may also have financial challenge that may hinder that factors. A lot of inflation, dollar rise today for tomorrow, may make your 5-year plan not work. But remember, that is why it's called planning. Go and check the definition of planning. Planning does not have an end and beginning. It's a plan. It's an assumption. It shows you have something you are thinking of doing. There is a room for adjustments. That is why it's planning. So go back to the plan and adjust how you are going to work on those plans to achieve your goal. So always have in mind that there is always a need for you to have plans along. And don't allow your plan to be stagnant. Just stay one place without anything. Visit your plan time to time. Check. Is there any human factors affecting your plan? Is there any economic factors affecting your plan? Is there any government policies affecting your plan? Is there any environmental factors? There's environmental factors. We could remember what happened during the ENSAS. We also remember what happened during the COVID. These are environmental factors. It's not a man making. You can't plan it. You can't. Would you know whether there will be fight tomorrow or next tomorrow or there will be any disease that could come up? Nobody knows. Environmental factors could be a hindering factors in your planning. So always revisit your business plan time to time. Don't let it be one place. As you see the planning you are moving and it's no longer favoring you as expected, try to adjust. Make a plan. Make a structures. With that, you are sure that you will grow. Am I communicating? Well, I said I was going to make this thing so simple, but I think I'm speaking more too high. Don't mind my English. Sometimes I may maybe we're in Ajegule, we should go back to Pidgin. I'll not be so with the talker here. Well, in the area where I'm just trying to highlight some general, so that we could be focused. Do you know one opportunity we have in this house that we have not tapped into? Can somebody tell me one opportunity we have in this house that we have not tapped into? Pardon? Number. Yes, number one. If you don't know, your pastor is a strong businessman. Are you aware? You don't know. We do talk, we do interact. And I've seen that it's a young man who is serious to move. When you have a young pastor who is always up and doing, what the members should also pick and continue, push. But when you're in an environment where things are slow, it will also slow you down. And someone said numbers. Numbers is a business on its own. We have mentioned how many categories of class of caliber of people you have here. And you have it all. So let's push into those opportunities around us. Sometimes go to him and tell him, Pastor, I want to do this. Can I get this link? Don't ask for money. Money is secondary. If you come and say, Pastor, give me money. For me, I'm not discouraging you, sir. You can give. But idea, what you have in your brain is the first thing. Let it see your determination. Let it see that you are ready. Let's see that you are moving. He can reference you and write his letterhead. Pam, please. My member, this. I can assure you with his name of this church and with him as a pastor here, nobody will see that letterhead that will not want to welcome you and honor you. Is that not a plus? That is what we are looking for. How many of you go to him and say, reference me? Tell me, these are what he can use as his part of his capacity to assist you. But when you don't have the idea and you don't have what it takes to bring that to his table, he will not just call you and give you a letter. What if he gives you a letter, you go there, you can't even defend the letter? It brings a disgrace to him. But we don't want that. So leverage on what you have. Don't let somebody tell you until you get money. No money for this life. Even me that is here, I don't have the money. We are all looking for a way to have an idea that can bring money to our table. What is money? They call it a means of exchange. You move from here, move from here. So why will you not be you say you have money? You should not have money. You should have a means of exchange to move from one place to another. So the means of exchange comes in different categories. Today we are hearing about different sorts of money and all that. Have we heard about crypto? Have we heard about all sorts of currencies that are going on? Is there anyone you can have in your hands? No one. We can only get naira in our pocket. But the ones that is real money, you can have it in your pocket. They are moving. If you don't move, they will leave you behind and move to the ones that are ready to move with them. So take the advantage today. There's a lot of online courses, a lot of online empowerment, a lot of online things that you can build up and you will flow with people who are in the same category. Well, I will leave some area for my colleague. He has a lot of other empowerment department like SME, like Bank of Agriculture, SMIDA, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agencies, where he will want to highlight one or two things to also guide us. Because when you have a business that is registered, you must be able to affiliate yourself with these bodies. Okay, let me tell you today, please, Pastor, if you have anybody who is interested, I actually wanted to come with Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. They have a lot of various categories of empowerment they could use to assist our members. But fortunately, they're having a training today. I tried to talk to the supervisor to release one of the staff, but he told me they are launching a new product and all the liaison officers need to be there. So they couldn't meet up. But on my own part, I will also discuss with them. If you have any program some other day, let me know. I will make sure he comes to tell you on programs they have. Do you know the secret of this thing? During COVID, many of us were grumbling. Wahala deo, problem deo. What will be the problem? COVID. Both World Bank, all the government agencies, local government, state government, there was different fund to empower people. How many of us were able to reach that fund? Myself, I got a grant of 1 million naira because I have the information. You understand? So a lot of opportunities are there, but how do we assess the opportunities? So I'm going to work along with our pastor to see how I'll bring in the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Whenever there is availability for such opportunity, he will let me know. I will invite the guy to come. Then we also have a link with the Ministry of Agriculture, which manages the Bank of Agriculture. And Mr. Johnson will highlight you on that aspect, how you can also access it. Because for us here, it may be loan. In most cases, it may be grant. In some cases, it comes as a loan, but a little interest, not as in like commercial banks. Please, don't take a loan or a grant to go and do birthday. Don't take a loan and grant and remember your partner 20 years ago he died. People invite me for such things. To be frank, my brother, I know they attend. I know they attend birthday. My father died when I think May 29. Was it not about 15 years ago thereabout? I can't remember that. How will I now today start calling my siblings? Let's come and celebrate our father that died that many years ago. It's good. We remember him in prayer. It's good. We remember what he has done for us. It's good. We remember that he was there for us. But what is important today, carry the siblings and your family along. Let there be unity. Let there be one togetherness. So that your father who is already there will be happy that he has produced something. But when you are celebrating, you are fighting your siblings and your family. What do you expect your father to be doing? You are still troubling him there. Because you have not shown that you're actually from the same family. So I've seen families who are fighting each other heavily, going to one or two fetish places to make sure the other person is not succeed and all that. And after that, you come and sew one uniform to come and celebrate somebody who has died 10 years ago. Well, it might be your belief, but I don't believe in that. That is my person. It's a personal decision. And there are a lot of things. Let's not discuss that. I'm not here to discuss how to waste money. I don't believe in wastage. Because you did not, I don't find it easy to get money. And if I get that money, I should think of how to use it wisely. For myself or for somebody else that is close to me. Not to go to a party and buy one wine for 1 million naira. When in my family, I can still pass around and see thousands of them that cannot even afford 200,000 naira to start something in their life. So why should I do that? Some say this enjoyment too. But me, I don't get that enjoyment life. I don't get the enjoyment life. And I don't pray for somebody close to me to have the enjoyment life. That you go to a club and buy a wine for 1 million. A wine you can buy outside for 100,000, 50,000. I don't pray for such money. So you should be able to think of how you can manage your system. It's very key. With that, we will be able to move further. Let me not go far because I believe I've mentioned one or two points that can guide us today.